lovelies. I think it's just a fine time to read a story. And I know you wanted another story, so I picked your book that you have at home, Amelia Bedelia's, the one where there's 5 stories in there. And I'm going to read story number 2, which is Amelia Bedelia's first field trip. And I've got a little something to show you after I finish reading the story. So wait for the surprise till the end. Okay, so remember, ding, 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 oh, ding, there we go. I'll ding, ding when it's time to turn the page. And we're starting on page 51. So are you set? Are you ready? Here we go. Amelia Bedelia was so excited about her class field trip to Fairview Farm. "We learned about farms in school," said Amelia Bedelia's teacher, Miss Edwards. "And today we're on a real farm with real farmers. Say hello to Mr. and Mrs. Dinkins." Page. "Welcome to Fairview Farm," said Mr. Dinkins. "I'll take you to see the animals, and then Mrs. Dinkins will show you her garden. She's got a green thumb. Now, who wants to meet some chickens?" "We do," hollered the whole class. While everyone followed Mr. Dinkins to the chicken coop, Amelia Bedelia stood very still and looked at Mrs. Dinkins. She had never seen a green thumb before, and she wondered which hand it was on. What colors were the other fingers? Did Mrs. Dinkins have a pink pinky? She's full of questions, isn't she? "Hey, daydreamer," called Mr. Dinkins. "Shake a leg." Amelia Bedelia looked at her legs. "Which one?" she asked. "Which one what?" said Mr. Dinkins. "You said shake a leg," said Amelia Bedelia. "Oh, right," said Mr. Dinkins. So Amelia Bedelia shook her right leg and ran to catch up with her class. She's a funny little thing. The big rooster perched on top of the chicken coop was making a racket. "What a loud mouth," said Heather as she covered her ears. "Ah, that's so loud." "Roosters don't have mouths," said Amelia Bedelia. "He is a loud beak." "That's Max, and he is our alarm clock," said Mr. Dinkins as he poured cracked corn into a feeder. "We go to bed with the chickens, and we wake up with Max." Amelia Bedelia was sure glad she didn't have to share her bed with chickens or a rooster. How about that? Would you like to wake up with a cock-a-doodle-doo every morning? Turn the page. Mr. Dinkins showed everyone how to gather eggs. Some of the eggs were even still warm. There were white eggs and brown eggs and speckled eggs and eggs the color of cream. "Wow," said Holly. The eggs matched the chickens." Amelia Bedelia discovered an unusual egg. "Look at this one," she said. "The Easter bunny must have left it." "Amelia Bedelia, you crack me up," said Clay. "Uh-oh," said Amelia Bedelia. "I hope I don't do that to the eggs too." "Is it true," asked Miss Edwards, "that if a chicken eats something green like broccoli, she'll lay a green egg?" Gosh, thought Amelia Bedelia, what if a chicken ate a grape or a tomato or a candy cane? "Actually," said Mr. Dinkins, "the color of the eggshell depends on the type of chicken. What they eat makes the yolk lighter or darker." That piece that's in the middle, the yellow part. "Our hens eat good things, so their yolks are bright yellow like the sun." On a good diet. The next stop was the dairy farm, or the dairy barn, rather. "This is Sunshine, my favorite cow," said Mr. Dinkins. "Who'd like to milk her?" Everyone took a turn milking Sunshine. It was tricky work. "Nice shot, Wade," said Teddy, laughing. "Moo," said Sunshine. "Wow, that's a pretty good aim, eh, for the little pussycat down there." Cute. Ding, ding, ding. Ooh. "We have 20 dairy cows, 4 horses, a herd of goats, and a litter of pigs," said Mr. Dinkins, as he led the class on tour of the barnyard. "Look," said Amelia Bedelia, "that baby horse has a ponytail, just like Rose." "A baby horse is called a foal," said Miss Edwards. "She's still learning to walk." So cute, eh? "Miss Edwards," said Mr. Dinkins, pointing at the baby goats, "do your kids ever act like these kids?" "They sure do," said Miss Edwards, "but only at recess." "Here's our litter," said Mr. Dinkins. Amelia Bedelia didn't see any trash. Just 10 piglets eating. I guess litter can mean different things, right? "Those little piggies went to lunch," said Penny. "So should we," said Mr. Dinkins. Mrs. Dinkins was waiting for them under an enormous oak tree. She gave each student a chore to do, and soon everybody was helping to get lunch ready. Angel, Teddy, and Clay wiped down the picnic tables. Cliff, Daisy, and Dawn swept off the benches. Wade, Rose, and Heather folded napkins. Holly, Joy, and Penny filled the water glasses. Chip, Skip, and Pat passed out cheese and bread. Said Miss Edwards. "Where is Amelia Bedelia?" "I asked her to toss the salad," said Mrs. Dinkins. "Oh dear," said Miss Edwards. What do you think she's going to do?" Okay. There we go. I'm missing a page here. By the time Miss Edwards found Amelia Bedelia, the salad bowl was empty. "Where did you toss the salad?" asked Miss Edwards. "I tossed it all over," said Amelia Bedelia. "Over there, and over there, and there, and there." Ooh, I guess she thought she was feeding the animals, not the kids. Or not the students, I should say. After everyone had worked together to make a new salad, the class had lunch. Then Mr. and Mrs. Dinkins took them to the hay barn. They each got to sit on a real tractor, and they lined up to take turns on the rope swing. Guess who was brave enough to go first? "Hey, look out," said Holly. "Woo, looks like fun." Oh, there we go. It does look like fun. "Look out, hey," shouted Amelia Bedelia, landing in a big bouncy pile. Mr. Dinkins yawned. "I'd like to hit the hay too," he said. "Have a quick nap, dear," said Miss Dinkins. "We'll go to the garden." On the way to the garden, Mrs. Dinkins told the class that potatoes sprout eyes, corn has ears, and lettuce grows a head. Her vegetables came to life for Amelia Bedelia. Isn't that funny? The words we use. Squish crunch. "What was that?" Chip asked. Mrs. Dinkins looked at what he had stepped on by mistake. "That's a squash," she said. "It is now," said Amelia Bedelia. "It is totally squashed." She's a funny girl. While Chip cleaned his shoe, Mr. Dinkins talked about plants. We make sure they get plenty of water and sunshine, she said. This year I planted all sorts of beans. String beans, lima beans, wax beans, scarlet runner beans, soya beans. Amelia Bedelia raised her hand. Do you grow jelly beans? She asked. Well, said Mrs. Dinkins, laughing, I've never tried to grow a jelly bean, but I'll show you how jelly grows. Follow me. Jelly grows? Now I'm curious. Welcome to my berry patch, said Mrs. Dinkins. Help yourself. I pick the berries and cook them down for jams and jellies. As Amelia Bedelia reached for a raspberry, she got snagged on thorns. When Mrs. Dinkins untangled her, Amelia Bedelia saw her thumbs. Mrs. Dinkins, she said, your thumbs aren't one bit green. Mrs. Dinkins smiled. If you're good at growing things, folks say you have a green thumb. But you've got to get your hands dirty first. Getting dirty sounded like great fun to Amelia Bedelia. Here, try these blueberries, said Mrs. Dinkins, but only pick the blue ones. If a blueberry is red, then it is green. Unripe berries can give you a tummy ache. How can a berry be blue, red, and green at the same time? Amelia Bedelia wondered. Thank you, she said, but I prefer strawberries. When they are red, they're great, aren't they? I have strawberries. I think you do too. It was a long and exciting day at Fairview Farm, but finally it was time to say goodbye. Will the bus be here soon? Asked Amelia Bedelia. Actually, said Miss Edwards, we'll be picked up in carpools. Goody, said Amelia Bedelia. I could use a swim. There she goes again. We're mighty glad you came to visit, said Mr. Dinkins. We have surprise souvenirs for each of you. Mrs. Dinkins held out a handful of seeds. Plant these, she said. Water them well and give them lots of sunshine. Then one day you'll have pumpkins. Pumpkins, the class yelled. Hooray for Fairview Farm! The next day, Amelia Bedelia's class drew pictures for Mr. and Mrs. Dinkins. Miss Edwards wrote a thank you note, and they all signed it. Then they got busy planting their pumpkin seeds. And lots of really cool cards. I bet they were happy about that. Is that the end of the story? Oh, oops. There's another page. Everyone got a seed and a cup filled with soil. How deep should we plant it? Asked Joy. This deep, said Amelia Bedelia, plunging her thumb into the dirt. She dropped her seed in the hole she'd made and covered it up. The rest of the class did the same. Look, said Amelia Bedelia, I've got a brown thumb. Well, that's a start, said Miss Edwards. I'm sure it will turn green in no time. And it certainly did. Wow, look at the size of those pumpkins. I think you grow pumpkins in your yard, don't you? Or your dad does anyways. Do you want to see the surprise I wanted to show you? It's this, the necklace I got from my niece, Jeanette. And you want to see what's inside? Do you see that? W for whose name starts with a W? Can you guess? Okay, let's open it up. See if I can open it up. There it is. The locket opens up. And what's inside? Our little Willy boy. Isn't that cute? Her friend gave her one when her dog passed away. So she thought of me and sent me one. So now I have a little locket, and I really like it. That's for Willie. I hope you like the story, and I hope you get to go to the library soon and pick out some books, and if you tell me what they are, I hope I can find them here at this library and read those to you as well. But if not, then I've got another story from the Amelia Bedelia book, so we can go with that too. Okay, love you. Hope you're having a great day. Bye-bye for now.